Question. Did you ever try your absolute best to hit a goal? You did meet some of it, but not all of it. How did it make you feel? Let's talk about it back in a minute. Hi, this is Jan from New York City. My channel name is Jan from New York City Saves Money. I love to help people keep their money. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're doing well. Years and years ago, well, very many years ago, actually, back in 1971, 72. Back in 1971, it was the fall of when I was in the 8th grade going to private Christian school, and we had to prepare for what they call the co-op entrance exam, of which when you graduate the 8th grade, you want to enter a high school of your choice. So there were a few Catholic high schools that I applied for because it's a specialized test to take. And I didn't wait until co-op entrance exam day to be ready for it. I took it upon myself. And looking back, that was pretty darn good, Jan. I don't want to boast, but this one I have to boast about. I was in the 7th grade, and on my own, I took my allowance money and I bought a special book on how to, it was like this thick. If I told you it was thicker than that, you wouldn't believe, but it was a thick book. And it was Prepare for the High School Entrance Exam book. I took that book every single day in between voluntarily working in the church and school on my volunteer time. But in between that, and mainly, and not even just jumping around or going to the beach, I wanted to study so badly for that test because I wanted to go to a specific high school. Really, you have to have like really excellent grades, high school. So I did. I took the book. I studied it every day. I made a game out of it. I actually had fun with it. So the test is traditionally given in something like the first or second week of November, I think even to this day. Making a long story short, when it was my turn to take the test allowed time. They told people that the students would probably be, and we had to go to a different building, not our school building. We had a completely different proctor there. It was a very strict environment, okay? My goodness gracious. They said that the average time that a student would probably be there would be, I think they allowed 3 hours. 3 hours for the whole test from start to finish. This was some serious test, okay? But because I studied, the rule was if you finished the test, you could go home. So the test time, I think, was to begin at 10 a.m. I left here about 9:30, got to my destination because it was fairly close by. I was in walking distance. And so I got to that location at 9:45, registered, went in, and we're all sitting there like little angels sitting there, scared, worried. We wanted to get where we wanted to get, and test time began. So, of course, you listen to all the protocol about, like, don't dwell on an answer you don't know, blah, 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 blah. Just keep going. Well, test began at 10. I was finished at, like, 10:45, what would have been a 3-hour test for many people. Not a bragging point, a point of I wanted to hit a certain goal. Because that particular test preparing book pretty much handed me the test back in 1971, going into 1972. So the process was that you had to wait a number of months to get your answer to find out if you, as we call it, made the high schools. So we had to put down 4 high schools of choice. The main one, and then 3 other high schools that would be your like second, third, fourth choice. So I didn't make all of my schools despite my efforts, but I made the school I wanted. I hit the goal. Actually made 2 out of 4. 2 out of 4 is pretty good. Some people make 4 out of 4. Some people make 1 out of 4. Some people don't make it at all, and they have to figure out some other option. But I hit my goal. I wanted to get into that specific school. But it kind of bothered me that I didn't make all four. I did everything I could. I was the first one out of the room. When I got back home, my mother said, "You're back already?" She said, "Are you serious?" I said, "Mom, they said once you finish the test, check it over, put your pencil down, and quietly walk out." That was the rule. It was a rainy, nasty day, and I'll never forget that day because my mother had a pineapple pie waiting for me because she knew that was my absolutely favorite pie to have. And even a few years back, I was having a cup of tea, and my mother said, "Mom, remember what you did for me the day I came home from taking the co-op entrance exam?" I said, "Remember what you did for me?" She said, "I remember. It was a rainy day, and I had that pineapple pie waiting for you." It is amazing, the memories that come back. But the main thing was that I hit my goal. I prepared. Now, how about you with savings goals or other life goals? Maybe there are some goals, for example, that you kind of missed your mark. Has that happened to anybody? Just wondering. Let me know that in the comments section below. Before I forget to mention, if you're finding any value in this video, please smash down the like button. I appreciate it. I did get really a life lesson out of it. You're not always going to get 100% everything, every goal you want, no matter how hard you try. But I did hit the goal. It kind of wondered because there was another school that I wanted to go to, and that school only had half-day sessions because I was a kid. I'm like, yay, half day, whoa, half day, half day. Well, my principal, who was my childhood principal, also ended up becoming my future boss. That's another show. Making a long story short, because I ended up teaching in the same school that I graduated from and all this and all that. Well, when she found out that I put down that specific shortcut school plus the elite school, which is the one I got into, she pulled me on the side. She said, "Don't let me find out that you want to go to that blank blank school. This is a nun." She didn't say the F-bomb, no. She just said another impolite word about the school, so I'm not going to repeat it. I'm like, looking at it, but sister, no, I know where you're going. Blah, 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 blah. Well, I stuck to my goal. But sometimes in life, even when you stick to your goal, it just doesn't work out. Now let's talk about money for a second. Some people scratch their head and cannot figure out why they are broke. Well, I'm sure that there might have been a few students who scratched their head that day because we were all a mixed bag of people we didn't even know in the same classroom, in a different location with a completely different person, proctor, running the show. And some people might have been scratching their head taking that test. Some people scratch their head and cannot figure out why they are broke. If you do the same dumb thing over and over again, what makes you think you're going to get a same good outcome? You're going to get the same dumb result, right? Okay. So you've heard this a million times that it's a sign of insanity to do the same silly thing expecting a different result. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. So somewhere along the line, you have to change course. But that for me was a life lesson. And I'm telling you, we all have our life lessons. That definitely was one of them. I did hit the goal. I didn't get like the braggadocious part of, oh, I made every school on the list. No, I made 2 out of 4. I made my top choice, which was priority number 1 for me. Yes. You get these letters in the mail, like in March. This is the way it was in my day. In March, usually you get the letters in the mail. You have been accepted in blank school. You have not been accepted, or your whatever application was denied, or whatever it was. Or like, oh, the first one was the one I wanted. Yes. Then I got into another acceptance. And that was, oh, okay, that's nice. And I was expecting all of them because of all the great effort I put into it. Despite the fact that you put great effort into things, does not mean it's always going to be 100%. I just want to mention that to you. But you could always go to bed at night knowing that you try your very best. And trying is succeeding. There you go. Have an amazing day, everybody. Till the next time, have a great day.